Before we begin, picture yourself standing in a quiet garage filled with legends. Some cars look familiar, others seem almost mythical. But what if I told you that a handful of Chevrolet muscle cars from the 1960s were so rare that even hardcore collectors spend years hunting for them? These machines were not just fast. They were rebellious experiments, secret dealer builds, and loophole monsters that slipped past corporate limits. And the deeper you go into this list, the rarer and more outrageous they become. By the time we reach the final car, you might wonder how something this extreme ever left the factory. Let's start uncovering the secrets. Camaro Yenko opens this list with one of the most rebellious Camaros ever created during the golden age of American muscle cars. At first glance, it looks like a typical first-generation Camaro with its aggressive long hood and short rear deck design, stretching about 184 inches in overall length with a 108-inch wheelbase and a width close to 73 inches. The proportions alone give the car a planted, muscular stance. But what truly makes this machine legendary is hidden under the hood. Don Yenko, many a former race driver and Chevrolet performance dealer, believed the standard Camaro wasn't living up to its potential. The factory already offered the L78 396 cubic inch V8, producing around 375 horsepower, which was impressive for the late 1960s. Yet Yenko wanted something far more extreme. By using Chevrolet's little-known COPO ordering system, he bypassed factory restrictions and convinced Chevrolet to install the massive L72 427 cubic inch big block V8, originally designed for the Corvette. Now, officially rated at 425 horsepower and over 460 pound-feet of torque, many enthusiasts believe the real output was even higher once properly tuned. Power was delivered through a heavy-duty M21 4-speed manual transmission and a reinforced rear axle, giving the roughly 3,300-pound Camaro explosive straight-line performance and brutal acceleration. Visually, the car stood apart with bold dual racing stripes, Yenko badging, a functional cowl induction hood feeding cold air into the big block, all front and rear spoilers, and a 140 miles per hour speedometer, hinting at the car's capability. The upgraded suspension improved traction and stability, though the car still delivered a raw driving experience that required skill to control. Only 201 examples were produced, making it one of the rarest dealer-modified Camaros ever built. Today's surviving cars are highly prized by collectors. That's with auction prices ranging from around $500,000 to well over $1 million, depending on condition and authenticity. Malibu SS 396 Z16 is one of those muscle cars that doesn't shout for attention at first glance. Unlike many aggressive machines from the era, this car appears calm, almost conservative, with clean body lines and a balanced profile that hides its true personality. The Malibu measured roughly 193 inches in overall length, with a wheelbase of about 115 inches, giving it a slightly larger and more stable stance than many pony cars of the time. But beneath that refined appearance lived a serious performance machine. Chevrolet developed the Z16 package almost like a quiet experiment, avoiding flashy advertising, and instead letting certain dealerships discreetly offer the car to select buyers who wanted something far more powerful than the standard Malibu. Under the hood sat the massive 396 cubic inch turbo Jet Big Block V8, producing around 375 horsepower and roughly 420 pound-feet of torque, an impressive figure in the mid-1960s. The power was delivered through a heavy-duty 4-speed manual transmission connected to a strengthened drivetrain designed to handle the extra force. Chevrolet also reinforced the frame, upgraded the suspension, and added larger brakes to maintain control when the car's full power was unleashed. Visually, the Z16 remained understated, with subtle SS badging and a clean, muscular body that hinted at performance without revealing everything. That sleeper personality became both its greatest strength and its biggest charm, because many drivers underestimated what it could do until the accelerator was pressed. Despite its strong engineering, the quiet marketing strategy failed to generate major attention, and production remained extremely limited. Only 201 units were ever built, instantly turning the car into one of the rarest Chevrolets of the decade. Today, surviving examples are highly sought after by collectors, with auction prices often reaching several $100,000 depending on originality and condition. The 1965 Malibu SS 396 Z16 stands as a fascinating chapter in muscle car history, a moment when Chevrolet experimented with serious performance while keeping the entire project almost hidden in plain sight. Camaro Indy 500. Pace car represents one of the most recognizable special edition Camaros ever created, born from the electric atmosphere of the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Picture the moment before the race begins, engines rumbling, tens of thousands of fans watching as a bright Camaro leads the field onto the track. That moment is exactly what this car was built to represent. The 1969 Camaro already had one of the most aggressive designs of the era. The measuring about 188 inches long, with a 108-inch wheelbase, and a low, muscular stance that made it look ready for speed even when parked. For the Indy 500 edition, Chevrolet turned that design into something even more dramatic. Every car was finished in Dover white, with bold hugger orange stripes running across the body, paired with a distinctive RS-style grille and unique pace car decals that instantly separated it from standard Camaros. Inside, the theme continued with a striking orange and black interior that gave the cockpit a vibrant racing-inspired atmosphere. Under the hood, most examples were powered by a 350 cubic inch V8, producing around 295 horsepower, paired with the turbo-hydromatic automatic transmission, delivering smooth but strong performance that balanced power with drivability. Chevrolet produced about 133 cars connected to the pace car program, though only a few were used as the official pace cars during the race, while the majority served as parade and courtesy vehicles for drivers, officials, and media. Convertible versions were especially desirable because they matched the cars seen on the track during the event. With its bold color scheme, strong V8 performance, and connection to one of the most famous races in the world, the 1969 Camaro Indy 500 pace car became an instant collectible. And today surviving examples are prized by enthusiasts, often reaching well over $150,000 at auctions depending on condition and authenticity. More than just a stylish muscle car, it represents a unique moment when racing history and Chevrolet performance culture came together in one unforgettable machine. Chevelle Yenko represents one of the most extreme dealer-built muscle cars to ever carry a Chevrolet badge. By the end of the 1960s, the Chevelle had already built a strong reputation as a powerful mid-size performance car, measuring about 197 inches in overall length with a 112-inch wheelbase and a wide, muscular stance that gave it excellent road presence. Yet, for Don Yenko, a racer-turned-performance dealer, even the strongest factory Chevelle wasn't enough. He believed the car had far greater potential waiting to be unleashed. Instead of accepting Chevrolet's engine restrictions, Yenko once again used the COPO ordering system to push the limits. In 1969, he transformed the Chevelle by installing the legendary L72-427 cubic inch big block V8 originally used in the Corvette. This engine produced about 425 horsepower and massive torque, instantly turning the refined-looking Chevelle into a brutal street machine capable of dominating drag strips. This power was delivered through a heavy-duty 4-speed manual transmission and a strengthened rear axle designed to handle the explosive output. Yenko also fine-tuned the engine with more aggressive ignition timing and carburetor adjustments, while some cars received side-exit exhaust systems that gave the car an intimidating roar whenever the throttle opened. Visually, the Yenko Chevelle remained surprisingly subtle, featuring special Yenko badging, bold stripe packages, and lightweight aftermarket aluminum wheels that hinted at the monster hidden beneath the hood. The suspension was upgraded to handle the added power, though the car still delivered a raw, aggressive driving experience typical of late 1960s muscle machines. Production numbers were extremely limited, with only 99 Yenko Chevelles ever built. Today's surviving examples are incredibly valuable collector cars, all often reaching prices well over $300,000 at auctions depending on originality and documentation. The 1969 Yenko Chevelle stands as a powerful reminder of a time when determined performance dealers could push beyond factory limits and create some of the most legendary muscle cars in American history. Camaro ZL1 is often considered one of the most mythical Camaros ever created, a machine built with a single purpose in mind: pure, uncompromising performance. By 1969, the Camaro had already proven itself as Chevrolet's answer to the Mustang, but engineers and performance insiders wanted to show just how far the platform could go. The result was the ZL1, a car that pushed the boundaries of factory muscle cars at the time. The Camaro's body measured roughly 188 inches long, with a 108-inch wheelbase and a wide, aggressive stance that perfectly suited high-performance driving. But what made the ZL1 truly special was its engine. Through Chevrolet's COPO ordering system, the car received an all-aluminum 427 cubic inch big block V8 originally developed for drag racing. Officially rated at 375 horsepower, the engine was intentionally underrated, and many experts believe the true output could easily exceed 500 horsepower when properly tuned. That enormous power was paired with a heavy-duty M22 4-speed manual transmission and a reinforced drivetrain built to survive brutal acceleration. Thanks to the lightweight aluminum engine, the car also benefited from better weight distribution compared to iron big block Camaros, improving straight-line speed and overall performance. However, this incredible technology came with a serious cost. The ZL1 engine alone was nearly as expensive as the base price of a standard Camaro, effectively doubling the total price of the car. Because of that high price, very few buyers were willing to order one when it was new. In the end, only 69 units were produced, instantly making it one of the rarest Camaros ever built. Today, the 1969 Camaro ZL1 is viewed as a holy grail among muscle car collectors, with authentic examples often selling for well over $1 million at major auctions. It stands as a powerful reminder of an era when Chevrolet quietly built race-ready monsters and released them onto the street. Impala Z11 stands as one of the most radical muscle cars Chevrolet ever built, created long before lightweight performance specials became common in American car culture. At first glance, the Impala appeared to be a large, full-size cruiser, stretching about 209 inches in overall length, with a long 119-inch wheelbase that gave it a commanding road presence. But the Z11 version was a completely different beast, built with drag racing in mind. Chevrolet engineers focused heavily on reducing weight, replacing several steel body components with lightweight aluminum pieces, including the hood, front fenders, inner structure, and even the front and rear bumpers. These changes removed roughly 300 pounds compared with a standard Impala, dramatically improving acceleration and overall performance. Beneath the hood sat a monstrous 427 cubic inch V8, a 7.0-liter engine capable of producing around 430 horsepower and an incredible 575 pound-feet of torque, and numbers that were extremely impressive for the early 1960s. The engine was paired with a heavy-duty 4-speed manual transmission and performance-oriented gearing that allowed the big Impala to launch hard off the starting line and dominate quarter-mile races. Inside the car, the focus was strictly on speed rather than luxury. The interior remained simple and functional, with only basic equipment such as a radio, heater, and minimal insulation, reducing weight while keeping the car barely street-usable. Most Z11 cars were finished in ermine white, giving them a clean but intimidating appearance that hid the monster underneath the hood. Only 57 examples were ever produced, many of them delivered directly to professional drag racing teams, who used them to compete across the country. Today, the 1963 Impala Z11 is considered one of the earliest factory drag racing machines ever produced by Chevrolet. Your and surviving cars are extremely valuable collector pieces that can reach extraordinary prices at auction. It remains a powerful symbol of an era when manufacturers were willing to build brutally focused performance machines designed to win races. Yenko Super Camaro marks one of the earliest and most legendary moments in Camaro performance history. When the Camaro first appeared in 1967, it immediately entered the fierce pony car battle against the Mustang, offering sharp styling and strong engine options. The car measured about 184 inches in overall length with a 108-inch wheelbase and a low, aggressive stance that gave it excellent balance between compact size and muscular presence. Even with those advantages, high-performance dealer Don Yenko believed Chevrolet had left serious power on the table. The most powerful engine officially offered at the time was the L78 396 cubic inch big block V8, producing around 375 horsepower. But corporate rules prevented Chevrolet from installing the larger 427 engine in the Camaro. Yenko decided to solve that problem himself. After receiving the cars from the factory, he removed the original engines and replaced them with the legendary L72 427 cubic inch V8 taken from the Corvette. This transformation pushed output to around 450 horsepower with massive torque, instantly turning the Camaro into one of the most powerful street machines available at any Chevrolet dealership. Power was paired with a close ratio, M21 4-speed manual transmission, and a strengthened drivetrain designed to handle the brutal acceleration. The Yenko Super Camaro also featured a distinctive fiberglass hood for improved airflow, upgraded suspension components for better control, and special Yenko badging that hinted at the monster hidden under the hood. Despite its incredible performance, production remained extremely limited. Only 54 examples were built in 1967, making it one of the rarest early Camaros ever created. Today, these cars are highly prized by collectors and can reach extraordinary prices at major auctions. All more importantly, the 1967 Yenko Super Camaro represents the beginning of Yenko's legendary high-performance program, a moment when one determined dealer proved the Camaro could become a true muscle car icon. Nova SS COPO is one of those muscle cars that prove size doesn't always define power. At first glance, the Chevrolet Nova looked compact, simple, and almost harmless compared with larger muscle machines of the era. The car measured roughly 183 inches in overall length with a 111-inch wheelbase, giving it a lighter and more agile platform than many other performance cars from Chevrolet. But beneath that modest appearance hid a serious performance weapon. And through Chevrolet's central office production order system, a special batch of Novas was built with the legendary L78 396 cubic inch big block V8, producing around 375 horsepower and strong torque that could easily overwhelm the lightweight body. When that engine's power met the Nova's relatively low curb weight, the result was explosive acceleration that made the car extremely competitive on the street and at the drag strip. Many of these cars were equipped with the heavy-duty turbo-hydromatic 400 automatic transmission, a durable gearbox designed to handle the brutal force of the big block engine while delivering consistent performance during hard launches. The suspension and drivetrain were strengthened to cope with the additional power, though the car still delivered a raw and aggressive driving experience typical of late 1960s muscle cars. Visually, the Nova SS COPO remained understated. This featuring simple SS styling cues that hid its true capability, which often allowed it to surprise much larger and more expensive muscle cars during street races. Production numbers were incredibly small, with only about 50 units believed to have been built. Even more remarkable is that only a small fraction of those cars are thought to survive today, making authentic examples extremely rare. Because of that rarity, the 1968 Nova SS COPO has become one of the most mysterious and desirable compact muscle cars of the era, proving that sometimes the most dangerous performance machines come in the most unexpected packages. Camaro Berger Double Copo belongs to a category of muscle cars that feels almost mythical among collectors. While many Camaros from the late 1960s were powerful and desirable, this particular version pushed Chevrolet performance to an entirely different level. The car shared the aggressive first generation's Camaro body, measuring roughly 188 inches in length, with a 108-inch wheelbase, giving it a compact but muscular stance that made it ideal for high-performance driving. What made the Berger Double Copo truly special was the way it was created. Berger Chevrolet, a performance-focused dealership in Michigan, used Chevrolet's central office production order system to bypass traditional factory limitations and build a Camaro that went far beyond the typical production model. The name Double Copo came from the combination of two special order packages working together, allowing the car to receive the legendary L72 427 cubic inch big block V8, producing around 425 horsepower and massive torque that delivered brutal acceleration. This powerful engine was paired with a heavy-duty 4-speed manual transmission and reinforced drivetrain components designed to handle the intense output. Additional upgrades included improved suspension tuning and performance-oriented equipment that helped the car remain stable during hard launches and high-speed runs. Despite its extreme capabilities, the Berger Double Copo Camaro maintained the clean and aggressive styling that made the 1969 Camaro famous, with subtle dealer-specific details hinting at the monster hiding beneath the hood. Production numbers were incredibly small, with experts estimating that only about 40 examples were ever built. That tiny number has made the Berger Double Copo one of the rarest and most desirable Camaros in existence today. Surviving cars are highly prized by collectors and can reach extraordinary prices at auction, standing as a reminder of a time when creative dealerships could turn already powerful muscle cars into true legends. Nova Yenko SCC sits at the very top of this list because it represents one of the most extreme ideas ever applied to a compact muscle car. On paper, it almost sounds unbelievable. Take a relatively small and lightweight coupe and install one of the most powerful big block engines Chevrolet ever produced. The Nova itself measured about 183 inches in length with a 111-inch wheelbase, giving it a compact body that weighed significantly less than many other muscle cars of the era. For Don Yenko, that lighter platform was the perfect starting point. His philosophy was simple but bold. Combine low weight with massive power, and the result would be something brutally fast. Yenko began with factory Nova SS models that originally carried the 396 cubic inch big block engine, but that wasn't enough. He replaced it with the legendary L72 427 cubic inch V8, taken from the Corvette, and paired it with a tough M21 4-speed manual transmission, capable of handling the immense torque. Official ratings listed the engine at around 450 horsepower, though many enthusiasts believe real output could approach 500 horsepower with proper tuning. In such a compact car, that level of power created explosive acceleration. The Yenko Nova could launch hard enough to reach 0 to 60 miles per hour in roughly 5.5 seconds, an astonishing figure for the late 1960s and quick enough to challenge far more expensive performance cars. Here, the suspension and drivetrain were reinforced to manage the added power, yet the car still demanded serious respect from the driver because the combination of lightweight and huge torque could easily overwhelm the tires. Some critics even described the car as dangerous in inexperienced hands. Production numbers were extremely small, with only 38 units ever built. That tiny number has made the 1969 Yenko Nova SC one of the rarest and most legendary Chevrolet muscle cars in history. Today, surviving examples are highly prized by collectors, and when enthusiasts talk about this car, it's often with a mix of admiration, respect, and a little bit of fear for just how wild this compact monster truly was. From secret dealer builds to wild factory experiments, these rare Chevrolet muscle cars proved that the 1960s were an era of fearless performance. Each machine on this list carries a story of power, innovation, and rebellion, And who knows? The next legendary classic might still be hiding in someone's garage.